Today's podcast is sponsored by Strawberry.me. Think coaching is just for CEOs and high-powered executives? At Strawberry.me, we believe everyone deserves access to personal coaching. Strawberry's coaches are trained to help you navigate life's challenges and achieve your goals. Whether it's improving relationships, boosting confidence, finding career direction, or any other area where you need to unlock your full potential. An affordable Strawberry.me membership offers one-on-one video sessions with your coach and secure messaging in between to keep you on track. This is real coaching with real results, accessible to everyone. Visit strawberry.me/podcast and take a short quiz to get matched with the perfect certified coach, plus get 20% off your first month membership. That's strawberry.me/podcast.
She needs to do a podcast since she never got her due. She's a big lesbian and a loudmouth Jew. With a gasket always ready to blow, you're listening to Judy's show. Who? Judy's show. Wait a minute, who are you talking about? Oh, she's an asshole. What is wrong with you? Oh, you suck. So long. Fuck off. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Judy's Show with Judy Gold. I'm your host, Judy Gold, and this week we have part 2 of my interview with Sarah Hester Ross, who is killing it. She kills it in Vegas. She kills it in Edinburgh. She's just killing it. I was so glad to have her on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed part 1. Today is part 2, and a lot going on. So next week I have a rant, and there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot because that was my coffee. As I'm recording this, I don't know who the vice presidential pick is for Kamala. We are all in for Kamala now. I will know that next week, so I can't comment on that. But I can comment on other things. I can comment on the fact that what the fuck with RFK Jr. and throwing a dead bear in Central Park with a bike that someone asked him to get rid of and setting it up like the bike killed the bear. Like, this guy is fucking mental. He is mental, and I can't believe Cheryl Hines is married to him because apparently she's lovely. But honestly, who are these fucking people? And what, like, you gotta read, if you have not read the story, it's ridiculous. He was going out with people and hunting and whatever and falconing, and someone hit the bear with the car, and then he put it in his back seat, in his trunk, and forgot, and then he's like, oh fuck, I have to get rid of it, and it's so ridiculous, like. And then there's a video of him explaining it to Roseanne Barr, and she's just standing there going, like really buying this bullshit. Whatever. Anyway, so everyone's a fucking asshole, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, then, of course, I watched the entire fucking orange Van Gogh with his fake fucking ear wound. I'm going to look up right now, actually, how long it takes for a bullet hole to heal. Because that was not bullet hole healing. How bullet hole wound heal? How do bullet holes heal? How long does a bullet hole take to heal? It depends on many factors, including the severity of the injury, the location of the wound, and the patient's overall health. A minor wound takes weeks. So we had a 1 week of his fake fucking Kotex pad on his ear, okay? That didn't even, no doctor put that on there like that, okay? They have other bandages that, it's just, he's such an asshole. He's like the kid in fucking school who got a cast and was like, can't wait to go to school so everyone can ask him, what happened and get all the he's such a fucking whatever. A severe injury could cause lasting complications, but it takes weeks. It took him a week with a fake fucking, I hate him. Anyway, but I watched him getting interviewed by the black journalists, these 3 women, accomplished women journalists, and he was so fucking rude, racist, disgusting, misogynistic, disrespectful, degrading. And if that doesn't remind these people what it was like having him just disparage people and insult people, seasoned journalists during press conferences. He's such a disgusting excuse for a human being. I'm sorry. And all the Jews who were like, oh, we have to vote for him, he's good for Israel. He is not the leader. Yes, I'm very concerned about Israel. Yes, it is a big thing, and anti-Semitism is a big thing for me. But this man, he's not a man. This disgusting excuse for a human being is not someone who is leading, taking women's rights away. You know, I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. J.D. Vance is a fucking asshole too. They're just disgusting. They're disgusting. And you realize, oh my God, these people, it's sad. It's sad. Our educational system down the fucking drain, and this is why we have people like this in the government. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert or what's his name, George fucking Santos. Just idiots. Idiots. Whatever. He's so disgusting. I couldn't believe how rude he was. Okay. And then going around, asking Jews, there was a video, who's better for Israel? Okay. I live in the United States of America, and I don't want my future grandchildren, if they're female, I don't want them having no fucking rights. I want us to have allies. And I want us, someone who is, Biden was so, did you watch The Prisoners Come Home? It made me just so proud of him. It was such it reminded me of when the people from Vietnam came home, and I remember the prisoners of war from Vietnam, and I remember when the hostages from Iran came home. That was a huge moment, and that's what a president does. And, he was negotiating that when he was resigning or saying he's not running for another term. There's no comparison. You can take your fucking taxes and shove them up your ass, okay? Because you don't give a shit about anyone else besides you. That's all I have to say. If you're voting for that fucking piece of garbage. Also, I don't know if you did watch the Prisoners Come Home. Kamala was so appropriate. She was standing behind Biden, and she was, where he went, she followed him, but she was a couple of steps behind him, letting him really take the credit and just being the second, the vice. Elisa texted me that Kamala follows Joe around like I follow you around at events. And it made me laugh. Yeah. So that he's a good man, Joe Biden. You don't have to agree with his politics, but he is a public servant, and he did his job and is doing his job well, and he's a leader. Okay, so that's that. And then, so a lot of shit happened. I'm watching the Olympics. I love the kid, the gymnast with the eye condition, and he's so fucking cute. I love him. I love Katie Ledecky. I just love I love them. I love they work so fucking hard. And the guy, Noah Lyles, he's great. We live in a great country. And we really value sports. That's the other thing. But it's fun to watch. And I love hearing the national anthem, and I really love hearing Hatikva. I really love hearing Israel's national anthem. I think it is the most beautiful national anthem of all the national anthems. Hatikva means hope. I mean, it's really a beautiful one. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. Let me tell you about my gigs coming up, because I have gigs. I'm in Provincetown Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 8:30 at the Post Office Cabaret, and I'm having a blast. A blast. So 8:30, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. The shows have been great. On the 24th of August, I have a gig in Trenton it's to fight pancreatic cancer, and it's at their minor league baseball field, and it's going to be really fun. It's a lot of great comics. So that's on August 24th at 7 p.m. And then I'm going to be in Ocean Beach, Long Island, which is also AKA, also known as the Fire Island. And that is on the 29th, August 29th at 8:30. Oh, no, not at 8:30. I don't know what time that is. Probably like 8 o'clock. So that'll be fun. And on September 12th, I will be interviewing Mary Trump, her new book, which looks incredible. I can't wait to read it. I will be interviewing her at the 92nd Street Y, and I'm going to record it so I can let you hear it as well. Yeah, she has a new book out. It's a memoir, and I got an advance copy, and I can't wait to read it. She's such a good writer. It's called Who Could Ever Love You? Doesn't sound like it is a happy book, but it sounds like it's a great book because she's really smart. She's really, really fucking smart and such a good writer. And she's a great person. So that's it. I don't know. That's all I have to say. You should just sit back right now and relax. And you should enjoy part 2 of my conversation with Sarah Hester Ross.
Your ascent, like, into performance is so music-based, but you end up becoming or being called a comedian.
Yeah.
And you say your influence is Rachel Bloom, who I love.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing.
Ugh, love it.
Have you met her?
No, we've corresponded a few times.
She's so great and so talented.
She seems amazing. I'm a huge stan of hers. She's actually one of the reasons why I started putting my stuff onto social media.
Right. Because
she got popular off of her YouTube videos.
Right.
That's how she got discovered. I admire her work so much. And I get compared to her a lot because she does a lot of feminist stuff, and
right.
So do I. So yeah.
And you love my friend Bette Midler. Have you met Bette? Yeah.
No.
Oh, she's the best. She's the best. I'm going to tell her about
how
you.
Would I? Shut up.
Wait,
you know
I'll
her like
text her.
personally?
I know her. I worked for her. I know her. I did all her Halloween. I was the host. We co-hosted together. Yeah. I know her. I know her daughter. I know her husband. She's so great. I'm going to text her.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I'm literally shaking right now. Oh my gosh.
She's the best.
Her career growth is what I want. Like that is the trajectory of like the fact that she started in cabarets and like
bathhouses.
She's like doing
men's bathhouses with Barry Manilow playing the piano. Yeah.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And then growing to doing personal comedy and then touring that fantastic, fabulous orchestra show that she did and like that, and then getting into movies.
Yeah, she's a movie star.
Yeah, she is. And it's crazy. And like, that is my dream. Like, she is my dream.
She is so, she's a ball of talent. Yeah, it's
oh my
it's
gosh.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, I'm like turning red. Oh my goodness,
I'm
that's
going to tell
crazy.
her about you. I promise. So yeah, I'm really curious as to, because, okay, as someone who came up in the comedy world and, talk about misogyny and everything is men and men and men and men. And, reading about you, I was like, oh God, it's the same shit in the piano bars. Like it's
Yep.
men and men and men and men and men and men. Okay, so you're doing the dueling pianos, which probably makes you so confident and fearless because
It
you're
does help,
on the
yeah.
fucking spot. You're on the spot the whole time. It's not like, I can always go back and say, all right, this bit's not working. I'll just go to some safe bit, but you're
Right.
just like, okay. And you can say, oh, it's like improv where they're like, show me a thing, but you kind of have it already
Right.
planned out, but you can't have this planned out. How did you transition into solo performing and having the confidence to do stand-up? And
Right.
how did you practice them? Was it ever separate? Did you go to comedy clubs? Did you and deal with the fucking assholes judging? Oh, she's a music act.
Yeah.
Comedians are so
They're angry. They're so angry.
well, yeah, they're angry
so
and we're
angry.
angry and miserable. But if someone has a hook, that fucking gets under a comedian's skin so much. Like, oh, this person's gonna do a rap, or whatever,
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
really am curious, going from this misogynistic piano into the like most misogynistic, at least you can hide behind a piano and just play music.
Right.
Here,
Right.
it's like, who's this chick? She fucking thinks she's funny. Fucking, Can you tell me about that?
Yes. To be cliche, and I know we talked about it at the top of the show, that it came from TikTok. I had been writing original comedy songs for the piano bar for years. And I had tried to get some traction on social media, but I had never, like, a one-woman show was never in my brain at this point. But I had never got any like feedback or people liking it, or not even liking it, like just nothing, numbers didn't come. And then when the pandemic hit and I got on TikTok, right place, right time, everybody was there. Everybody was paying attention. And I started putting stuff out, and like my numbers just grew so fast. And I had negative feedback too, but a lot of positive yeah, right. But a lot of positive feedback of just like people wanting more. And it just gave me the confidence to be like, you know what, I'm going to put this into a show. And coming from a theater background, I knew how to do that. Like, I knew what that was supposed to look like and how to do a one-woman show and stuff. And then it's grown so much since I did my residency in Las Vegas, then touring, and now my comedy special. It's changed so much.
Right.
But I did try the comedy clubs a little bit. When we opened back up after the pandemic, I tried to get into the comedy clubs, and I brought my huge piano to do 5 minutes like set, which was so stupid. I was so dumb, and I was so delusional.
You have to take risks. No, yeah.
But it's exactly what you said. I got there, and these seasoned comics in Vegas specifically, they were like, they called me a prop comic.
Right.
And I didn't know that was an insult. I was like, oh yeah, I get it. I'm propped up on music.
Right.
You guys, and that's another reason why I don't call myself a stand-up comedian. I call myself a musical comedian, one, because I respect the art of stand-up. And what I do is not stand up.
Right.
I get to hide behind my music. I am not standing there with a mic, and if a song bombs, they clap and I go on to the next song. You know,
Right.
like it's not the same thing. And I
Well, it's
never
not
want
that
anybody
personal.
to think that I think it's the same thing.
Right. You know, because a comedian can piss that, like, oh, I fucking hate that person right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're doing your stand-up.
Yeah.
You can go, okay, got another song right in the back pocket. But if you've alienated
Right.
them as a comic, it's like, how are you going to get them back? So did
Exactly.
you ever do a stand-up set without music?
I did. And now I feel like I could do it. I have a solid 10.
But I
That's
love
so
that
stupid.
you say I have a solid 10 because, you know, these young kids are like, I'm working on my next hour. I'm like, 15 years, bitch, you know?
Yeah,
10
right.
years.
Yep.
For a
Yep.
good, solid hour.
And
If you're just starting, sorry. Yeah.
Yep. And that's another reason why I am not a stand-up comic, because I haven't gone through that. And yes, I am so grateful that I found people who, like Comedy Dynamics, who produced my comedy special. They saw the positivity and the spin of it. I'm still trying to figure out why people don't look at me and be like, "Oh, I can make money off of her." You know, like it's hard. It's so hard because I feel like
people think that?
No, I feel like people, they don't know what to do with me.
Oh, please, Sarah. You know what? I've been hearing that for fucking 40 plus years. You know what? They don't know what to do with you until they do. And you're doing it.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's why I DIY it.
Right. You got to do
That's
it
why
yourself.
I do social
That's
media.
what people don't
Yeah.
understand. No one's going to do anything for you. No one.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the greatest thing that a manager or an agent can do is get you the most fucking money for your talent and negotiate on your behalf, maybe introduce you to
Right.
some great people, but you got to do the fucking work. Sorry.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. They're the home of the #1 checkout on the planet and the not-so-secret Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds and Skims use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/start selling, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/start selling to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/start selling.
All right. So, you know how, like, as a stand-up, sometimes I always feel guilty, you know, if I'm doing a show and then I go back to the same venue a year later, I'm like, oh God, I don't have all new material for this show. You know, I have some old stuff. And it really pisses me off. And I wrote about it in my book. Like, it's just, you know, so many people will be like, oh, I heard that joke before. It's like, but you go see Elton John to hear his songs that you've heard a million times. Do people love to hear your songs again? Like, do you get requests?
Yes. And I do think, like, I've thought about that, because now that my special is out, like,
It's
in
called
my brain,
Don't Mess with the
even,
Redhead, people. It's Don't
Yes.
Mess with the Redhead. It's fucking great. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm very proud of it. I'm but in the mind of a creative, I remember my boyfriend, the day it aired on Apple TV, we pushed play, we watched it. He was so happy, like so proud of me because he's been with me through the work and all this stuff. And he's
Right.
like, this is so great. And immediately I'm like, okay, what's next? What do I have to do next? What do I have to I
Right,
couldn't
right.
even like sit in the joy
Right.
and enjoyment because I'm like, how do I sell this? How do I get this in the right hands? Who do I like, okay, now I have to write. I need to work on my next hour. Like I need to start writing new material because if I'm going to tour, I don't want to go back to the
You're
same
100%
places
right.
and have this. It's in my brain, but I do feel like I have an easier time of it because I will always sing Stop Giving Men Microphones.
Right. Which
at-
is
on my
a great
shows.
song.
You know,
right.
that's what people want to hear.
Right.
They want to hear that song. They want to hear Florida Man. They want to hear No Babies. And those like my
You have to tell
hits-
everyone about Florida Man. It's so fucking funny.
but it's so kitschy and I love it so much and I will have endless content because
Right.
I'm originally from Florida.
Right.
So I didn't realize that it was such a phenomenon until I moved out of Florida and it's like everybody knows about Florida Man and I just started putting it to song. And if you don't know what Florida Man is, it's very simple. It's in the early 2000s. People would enter your birthday and the words Florida Man into Google, and up pops a story about Florida Man. Mine personal one is Florida Man is arrested for assaulting his girlfriend with a pizza. Slapping her in the face with a pizza. And it's
Right.
just like these. And the only reason Florida Man is a thing is because Florida has this law called the Sunshine State Law, which all information of like misdemeanors and felonies are public information.
Right.
And they're the only state in America that has that. And so that's why Florida Man is a thing. I do it in my special and I
It's
still
so
do
great.
it on TikTok every once in a while, like when there's like a good story. If it lands on the date, I'll do
Right.
it. But
You know what?
it's so fun.
Talking to you makes me, because I started and when the pandemic came, it was the first time I had stopped. It was the first time I took a breath and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, there's no clubs open. I'm going to live like a normal, like I'm going to
Yeah.
do things I never had the opportunity to do. Like, eat dinner
Right.
and then watch TV with my family,
Right.
And that is what I did. I took the break. And, who knew that there's a captive audience out there, where I should have probably been posting all the time, but I was so fucking tired, And I just thank God,
Yeah,
did I miss
like-
this opportunity? Yeah.
I like to say right place, right time. I'm not sure that if I had done it later, it would have been the same. And now, like you said earlier, it's about keeping that audience entertained
Right.
at all times. It's
Right.
exhausting. It is exhausting keeping
yeah.
up with the trends and trying to keep your numbers up for, potential future bookings and stuff like that. And the thing that I have struggled with coming outside of this, quote unquote, social media success is that it doesn't translate to live ticket sales. And so like
Is that true?
my
really?
agent, it doesn't, because I mean my numbers are all over the world, and trying to figure out what my following is in this place
Right.
is actually quite difficult. And then trying to battle the algorithm to try to get the information out to those specific people is nearly impossible.
Right.
And it's changing all the time. The algorithm, you're fighting it. people are constantly saying, "Oh, I didn't know you were gonna be there."
Oh, I know.
Blah, blah, blah. And it's just
I
like,
get that all the time.
fuck.
Yeah, I get that. I'm like, I
It's
posted
so-
it 7,000 times, you know?
I know. It's so and it's like at what point do you just like throw your hands up and be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm online and I'm not, but I can't. I need to perform live. I need to do it.
I'm the
It's-
same way. I
it's
need an
what
audience. Yeah. You know, you said you grew up wanting to be on Broadway, and you
Mhm.
you had, is it scar tissue? You had a surgery, right, on your
Mhm.
vocal
did.
cords.
Yes.
And
So
yeah.
in 2011, I found out that I had scar tissue on my left vocal cord, which just means it vibrates slower than my right one.
Mhm.
And so I lost a good chunk of my range, which is kind of what put me on the Broadway, track to begin with, because I had a huge belt. And once I lost that, I was like, oh, Broadway is out for me. And then I had surgery and, 2 years of vocal therapy to kind of get a solid voice back to what I have now. So,
But you said that you don't think you can do Broadway. I think you can do Broadway. Yes, you can.
I don't have the stamina. It's the stamina. It's like, I think vocally.
Oh, you
I
can
could
do dueling
probably
pianos for 4 hours and you can't do Broadway? Shut the fuck up.
8 shows a week, babe. 8
I know, I've
shows a
done
week.
it. It's fine.
Like,
You can do it.
I don't do dueling pianos 8 shows a week.
Whatever.
I maybe do 4.
If someone
It's-
offered
it's
you
just-
come on, if someone offered you a Broadway show, you wouldn't do it?
Oh no, I do it.
See,
I just
shut the
don't
fuck up.
think
You
I think that they would regret it.
No, they would not.
It would have to be like a super specific vocal like for me. And I'm not outruling it. Like I'm really not.
Right.
It's still a definite dream of mine to be on Broadway even as a guest, like I'll guest in a show cuz I know that they're doing that a lot right now with like
You know
social
what?
media
There's
celebrities
so
and stuff
many
like that.
great singers and performers, and
Mm-hmm.
vocalists, and who went to conservatory and should be
Yeah.
on Broadway, but instead they're just like, who can sell tickets? Who can sell tickets? And all these great, talented people are not getting opportunities because it's all about the name.
Yep. Yep.
What is your
It's very sad.
yeah? What is your favorite song you have written so far?
Oh, I mean, there's a difference. I think my favorite song that I've written is Stop Giving Men Microphones. But my favorite bit
Yeah.
is Good Old Days. I love Good Old Days. And the story behind it, those of you who have not yet seen my comedy special, Good Old Days is a satirical song where I dress up as an older man and woman and say things that older people say that tends to be misconstrued
Right.
as, oh, I miss the good old days, when men were men and women weren't funny.
Right.
So like
it's great. It's so great. It's such a
Thank you. And
social
it's-
commentary. Yeah.
It is. And because I'm using music, I feel like it's even more tongue in cheek to be able to like go deeper into having discussions like that and being like, oh yeah, I can be, nostalgic of times when I was young, but those days were terrible.
Right.
They were awful.
Right. Like Make America Great
maybe
Again,
not for
you
someone
fuckheads. Yeah.
who looked like me,
Right.
but realizing getting out of my white woman brain of like people were really having a shit time
Yeah.
back then, and
Yeah.
it needs to be acknowledged. So I love that bit, and it makes me laugh every single time the old man comes on the video and I'm singing. Like I love it so much.
It's great. It's
that's
so
probably
great. This week's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, you know I am a huge advocate for therapy. I talk therapy. I like physical therapy too, but I'm talking about talk therapy. I've been in therapy since I'm 18 years old. There is nothing better. Nothing better. And it is a stressful time. We just had an election. It's the holidays, and we're going to have to spend family time or not spend family time. It's a decision you might make in therapy, because therapy is really the best way, the only way to process your feelings, anxiety, depression, everything. I've been doing it for over 40 years. I know what I'm talking about. So if you've been thinking about starting therapy, if you thought about it for years and just didn't do it, please give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It's suited to your schedule. You go to betterhelp.com/JudyGold. You fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch your therapist at any time for no additional charge. I've done that multiple times in my life, switch therapists. It works. It works. And I know a lot of people who have used BetterHelp, and they love it. So find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/JudyGold today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome. I feel like, I might be wrong, that you're getting more political or as you continue on, and that you are making very important feminist statements. And they're, the most palatable way to talk about these topics is through comedy and music. I mean, because you're tricking them into listening or hearing an opinion or going, oh, I never thought of that way. So I feel at this point, with what's going on in the world, I feel that I have an obligation when I'm holding a microphone to be vocal about inequality and, racism and anti-Semitism and all homophobia, all this kind of stuff, misogyny. Do you feel as you get older that you are feeling that responsibility too?
Yes. And it's even more of the fact that I've created a platform online that I talk about things that are happening in the moment. When Roe v. Wade was overturned, I was able to sit there, watch it, and put out a video against it, and being like, and not necessarily not being and being able to sing about it and comment with comedy, and having so many people in the comment section just talking back and forth and having conversations and being like, my platform was created on these. And so when things happen, and I try to stick to conversations that I can relate to, and then once there is a topic of conversation where it's not about me, but I can uplift the voices that need to be heard because it's about them, I think that I even have a greater, I just feel responsible to do that.
Well, it's also because
that is the platform that has created.
Right. And also you see it, you have such an interesting view of it because of the way you grew up. In this closed, cultish, and so you can relate to people who are brainwashed and stuff. It's crazy.
Right.
I mean, you're really lucky in that way. Unfortunately, you have to go through that.
And that's why like I do end up talking about abortion so much, because I can vividly remember a time where I thought the way that people are against abortion thought. I thought that. I was taught that. I believed it. So that's one of the reasons why I overly focus on it. One,
it's so important.
Women's issue. I mean, it's not just a woman's issue. It's a people issue.
It's a woman's health
and
issue.
the-
Yeah.
It's
Child
very
issue.
interesting
Yeah.
that this is the first time that I heard somebody else say it, because I consider myself not political. Like, I don't like to talk about politics or comment on politics over the fact of my understanding,
Right.
because I believe that there are people who are more knowledgeable about it that I like, and so I comment here and there about things, but with women's issues,
Yes.
I'm all in, because I feel like I can relate. I understand it. I have an opinion. I have a view. I have researched, things like that.
And you're a woman living
But I
in this
feel like-
world.
But I feel like the more and more I get into politics and understand it, the more I'm like, I have no choice, because this is where we are. We have to talk about it. We have to.
I'm giving you an applause break. Because
Thank you.
many people, thank you very much. So many people don't realize the importance of it. And when you have such a diverse audience. I mean, when you're performing in Las Vegas, you got them from everywhere. And they already like you. They already like you.
Yeah.
They know you. They know they're going to be entertained. And when you're talking about something that is so important, I mean, and I talk about this too, like, where are the people standing up for women's rights? Where are the gay men who, I said this at a gay event the other night. I said, we were there for you during the AIDS crisis. It was lesbians and women. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? You need, our rights are being stripped away. We're handmaid's tailing it almost. So I think I applaud you.
It's a stretch, but it's definitely a possibility.
Well, there's plenty of them that think that.
It's fucking crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
How did you change your opinion on abortion? Was there an incident, or was
No, there wasn't an incident.
I didn't mean
never
that.
Even had a scare.
I didn't mean, did you have an abortion? I mean, did you have a friend who had, was there something that clicked?
I really can't pinpoint it. I mean, I just feel like it got to the point where as soon as I was in a point of my brain to be like, oh, I don't have all the answer. Like, this is a faith, not a fact. Like, this is a belief. And so as soon as I started kind of turning out of that mindset, I feel like the floodgates just opened. I mean, I grew up it was hard for me because I am allowed energetic since my birth. I have been loud. I've been opinionated. Granted, my opinions back then were religious, but I was loudly opinionated about them. I was a judgmental cunt. I really was. And it's embarrassing. I hate to think about it, but that's how I was. I was outlandishly and like unapologetic judgmental towards, but just on the other side. Now I'm on this side and I'm loud and obnoxious about it. But I was not a lady. I was not ladylike. I was not whatever tomboy, whatever that bullshit was.
It's having an opinion.
Like a woman acting masculine in any sort of
anything that we do
way.
That is independent is masculine,
Right.
But,
and on the other side, which is pure patriarchal, if a man acts any feminine, like any way in a feminine way, he's, gay and like whatever. Yeah. And it's just like, okay,
not a real
everybody
man.
Calm down.
Right.
Like, yeah, exactly. And so and I mean, in my humble opinion, I feel like patriarchal was created by religion. And so everything that our society struggles with is because
100%.
religion created it.
100%.
But, that could be my own personal trauma.
No, I think you're absolutely right. When you see someone, like an audience member or someone comes up to you and is like, hey, Sarah, I know some of the things you said, a little edgy for me, and my pastor would not like me. I'm sure you get some of that people from that world. What do you think of them? Like, do you want to just go, oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Well, I kind of think of it like this. I treat them like I treat my mother. I have sympathy and I feel bad for them. I feel bad that their whole personality is linked and their thoughts and opinions are linked to things that were created for power and to control them and to control their thoughts and their mind and their money, mostly their money.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel bad. I have sympathy because I was there. I was in it. And it's not easy to get out of.
So you're more sympathetic, yeah.
It's not. I am. I joke about it on stage and I'll be satirical and sarcastic about it, but in my heart of hearts, I feel bad. I feel less bad when they start, talking about trans people and homophobia, and I feel less bad than I'm like, oh, you're just a cunt. But at the end of the day, like, that mindset comes from them being groomed and indoctrinated and cult. So I do have and share sympathy for them.
Right.
Because I love my mom.
Of course.
I love my mom to death, but she is there. Mm-hmm. And she's not going anywhere anytime soon.
And your nieces.
And my nieces and my brother and my sister-in-law, like, it's their, that's the life that they are living in. And so I do have sympathy. Again, this is probably not fair or right, but I don't care. I have less sympathy for the men. Just when men come up to me and, they say things, they're like, oh, you're funny, but I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I was like, I don't give a flying fuck.
Right.
I don't care what you like.
And who the fuck are you? No one asked you, you fucking piece of shit.
Oh,
fucking
but
asshole.
Entitlement, babe.
Yeah.
Entitlement, They've been able to say what they feel for generations. Why should they stop now?
Fuckers.
So, and that's why I like to be a little bit more to the men, because it's just like, it's a surprise when they have to their faces. It's easier to do it online.
Right,
it's way easier. But when a man comes to you and be like, hey, let me give you a piece of my mind, I'm like, babe, I don't want to take the last piece of the pie. I don't want to take it. That's
There's
yours.
a song,
you can
taking
keep
the
it.
last piece of the pie.
Yeah. So, and I know that's not fair. I know
it
that's
is fair.
not
it is
core
fair.
feminism.
No.
But...
sorry, it's fair. It's fair.
Oh my gosh.
That's great. So I think you're amazing. I want to see you.
Thank you.
When I come to Vegas. I can't thank you enough for doing this.
Oh no, my pleasure.
You're so fucking talented. Everyone, please watch Sarah Hester Ross's special, Don't Mess with a Redhead. Go see her in Vegas. You're there. What's your Vegas sketch?
I'm at the Piano Bar. That's my only full-time show here in Vegas. Fridays, Sundays, and Tuesdays if I'm not on the road. So I'll be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this year.
Oh, that is good. I never went. I heard
it's
supposed to be. I heard it's great.
Yes.
Where are you
I'm
staying?
Very excited. This will be my first turn. I'm staying at an Airbnb.
Oh, all right, that's good.
I'm too old for the hostel.
Oh, please.
I can't.
I'm the same.
I was thinking about it.
No, don't
and
do
I'm
it.
I can't.
Been there,
I
done
can't.
that.
I'm too
No.
old for this shit.
Please, I'm 61. I can't with these fucking hotels anymore.
Oh my god. I believe you. I believe you.
I'm done. Listen, I wish you only the best. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Judy.
Everyone follow Sarah Hester Ross on TikTok, on Instagram, on is it Sarah Hester Ross? Is that your
Yes. All my handles are at Sarah Hester Ross.
Okay. Thank you.
And you can find my special on Apple TV and Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And if you're really like social media impaired, just put in Sarah Hester Ross and into Google, and it'll come up.
And you'll find it. Don't mess with the redhead. I
Yeah,
loved
you'll find
messing
it.
with this redhead today. Thank you for being here.
Ah, you did.
That's right,
You
baby.
braved the redhead.
Yeah, I did it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to part 2 of my conversation with Sarah Hester Ross. Isn't she amazing? She's so fucking talented. So talented. So I was happy to have her on. Good luck. She's in Edinburgh. I've never been to Edinburgh. I really want to go. This podcast, It's Judy's Show with Judy Gold, is produced by Laura Vogel. It is edited by Colin Schmaling. And the theme song is written by Lauren Gold. Although I did write the lyrics. Okay? And the backup vocals, Lauren Gold. I love him. So, yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Next week is a rant, and I'm gonna have a lot to say. I did go to the local market in Truro, and I bought 2 eggplants, 2 mozzarella cheeses, some fresh basil, and some Parmesan cheese, and it was $46. Okay? So that is fucking ridiculous. But this market is very expensive, but still it's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that because I'm going to make eggplant parm. That's all. Please follow me on Twitter. Please at not Twitter. What the fuck's it called? Instagram at Judy Gold, JEWDYGOLD. And could you please subscribe and leave a review, please, of this podcast? Please. I really appreciate it. And it's better be 5 stars. Also, my gigs, Post Office Cabaret. There's a cafe downstairs. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays till September 8th. And that is at 8:30 p.m. And then Trenton, New Jersey, August 24th. Ocean Beach, Long Island, which is Fire Island. On August 29th, I am interviewing Mary Trump on September 12th. And I've got a lot of other shit coming up. So that's it. I thank you all so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, and as we always say, so long.